So have you seen the movie Don't Look Up yet? I've got a lot of my friends and colleagues have been watching it, and I really noticed people tend to fall in one of two camps. One is that, look, I've got enough to worry about. Interesting movie, kind of fun, a lot of pop culture references, and I've got my own problems to worry about. I don't need any guilt trips or anything like that about the environment or politics or any of that stuff. Totally get it. I get it. You know, we've got stuff to worry about. We all have our stuff to worry about. So, and the other group of people tend to there's like this huge collective, almost guilt trip going on about, oh my gosh, it's like this wake up call about don't look up. It's supposedly about this asteroid or comet that's on a collision course with Earth, but it's really a sort of more of a parable analog to the climate crisis, saying like we're just ignoring it and we're watching like the Kardashians and TikTok and living our lives. Meanwhile, there's this sort of freight train coming at us, and we're just pretending it's not there. And people are really racked with guilt about this. Let me turn this down a little bit more. Some people are really racked with guilt about this whole thing and feeling like, oh my God, I'm complicit. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm complicit in this, the wrecking of our environment, and they really feel like there's this kind of freight train coming at us, and kind of like I talked about not long ago in another video about living or swimming in outrage, living in outrage all the time. I'm just noticing like the burnout and there's like some shame maybe and some guilt and lots of sort of icky should kind of language or feelings around what should we do? What should we do? And I think that it's hard. It's hard. These are tough times right now because we have like this unprecedented access to information, to knowledge, right? And there's lots of science coming out. There are studies and more evidence that we got a problem environmentally, and we need to do something about it. And it's not just Greta Thunberg talking about it anymore. But, the question is, what do we do? And I don't know. I don't know what we do. I live car-free. My family and I have been car-free for, I think, 8 years now. And sometimes people hear that and like, whoa, man, I wish I could do that. And you're so great and all this. Well, fine, we live without a car and walk most places. But I travel a lot. So I fly a lot, right? And that's hellishly destructive on the earth. So, I don't think it's possible to live in this society and not contribute to the harm. Maybe that's always been true. But I'm interested in what you think about all this. I think it's clear that the way we're doing things is not going to work long term, and maybe not even medium term. And as in, it used to be something we could just be like, oh, well, sometime in the future, we'll have to sort that out, but I'll be gone and I won't have to worry about it. Well, first, that's kind of a shitty attitude. It's the flip side. It's like the shadow side of this coin about how we talk about how proud we are of our children and, oh my gosh, they're going to save us. They're so smart. They're so talented. They're so brilliant. Well, that's bullshit. I think that's a cop-out because it allows us to keep doing what we've always done. Why do you think we're here in the first place? Because the generations before us basically let themselves off the hook, saying, oh, well, our kids are smart. They'll figure it out. We're doing it too. I'm doing it too. So I'm right there with you. So the question is, what do we do collectively to get out of this? And at the same time, we have our lives to live. I like to talk about this a lot, but it's also important to experience joy. Like, this life cannot be all about outrage, because the problems will never be completely solved. And so on one hand, we've got this imperative to do something about it if we ever want to fix things. And on the other hand, we have this imperative to not live in outrage and this constant sense of lack and, anger and guilt and shame. So how can we be joyful and celebrate on one hand and still be engaged in the work that really is in front of all of us? That's what I'm super curious about, and I don't know the answer. I think it matters that we're asking the question. I wonder what questions you're asking right now. Does this matter to you at all? Environmental justice, saving the planet, whatever? Or, are you feeling guilty because you're staying up, watching Saturday Night Live or Colbert or, whatever TikTok videos? Or, are you feeling guilty about those things? Or is this not even on your radar? Or is it like, yeah, it's something I should probably worry about, but I've got bills to pay and mouths to feed and just don't have time to deal with it. So yeah, real curious about what you think. And in some ways I'm curious about what I think too. So I'm going to be, kind of chewing on this some more. And hopefully we can discuss it together. Maybe we can figure out the answers.